Roblox has taken down Church, one of the most controversial games in their history. Church was a social game with 20 million visits created in September 2017 by someone called Frankly with the apparent purpose of being a showcase. It was basically just a church map with a few secret areas but barely any tools, features, or really anything to do other than just walk around and talk. There were a couple of game passes that allowed you to customize your character, which often saw people make less than flattering avatars. Somehow, Church managed to attract one of the strangest player bases in all of gaming as its community turned it into a weird toxic debate game. People would join it to genuinely argue about things like politics, religion, gender, and whatever other sensitive topics you can think of. I don't know how or why a church showcase became a debate game, but it did, and the owner didn't really seem to mind, judging by how bad it got. Church was 100% one of the most toxic games in Roblox history, and genuinely might have been the worst, as it was full of people arguing and whining all the time. It also housed a lot of people who were, for a lack of a monetizable term, overly passionate individuals whose belief in or against things were a little bit extreme. One of those crazy players of Church was a guy named Kraz3Pain, who was arrested by the FBI earlier this year over things he talked about in it. Kraz3Pain, real name James W. Berger, was reported to the FBI in January 2025 by a Roblox player who saw him talking about some bad stuff in church. He would eventually be charged with threats communicated in interstate commerce as he spoke about attending religious gatherings to see certain groups of people. Now obviously I'm keeping it clean so YouTube doesn't get mad, but I think y'all can figure out why the FBI would want to arrest this guy. The story started making headlines in late June and really shone a new light on Church and how bad its player base was. Church had always been controversial, but the FBI arresting someone in part for what they said in it definitely introduced its issues to new people. Well, maybe Roblox employees were some of those people, as Roblox shut down the game earlier today and did not terminate its owner Frankly. After almost 8 years, Roblox finally took action on one of their largest hotspots of extreme and inappropriate debates and behavior. Most people seem to be happy about Roblox finally taking Church down after years of it playing host to some of Roblox's most toxic users. I haven't seen anyone arguing against its takedown because it was a very extremely hostile environment that didn't exactly emanate positivity and civility. I am slightly surprised Roblox took it down though, because there's nothing wrong with the game itself, and usually Roblox won't do anything no matter how bad the player base is. Church definitely violated the so-called Meep City rule, so that's probably what got it taken down, which is surprising too since usually Roblox doesn't enforce it. We've seen several soft condo games get millions of visits while violating that very rule, so to enforce it at all is kind of a rarity. I suspect the FBI's arrest of Kraz3Pain and the media attention it got probably has something to do with Roblox singling out Church though. When it comes to the future of Church, I honestly do expect it to return eventually through Roblox's takedown and appeal policy. Church was probably given the option to reopen under certain conditions, like many other games are, which is something I've been through myself. Like I mentioned in the vid about the front page condo game a few days ago, one of my games was taken down, but I had the option to change something for it to be reopened. A lot of games are given a second chance through that takedown and appeal policy, although my appeal got my game permanently banned and my account terminated. I believe Church would have been given that opportunity too, since it's marked as under review and not available, which I think means permanently closed by Roblox. Frankly probably has the option to make requested changes to Church, then send an appeal to Roblox for a chance to have it reinstated and open to play again. I'm not all too sure what changes could be made though, because the game was so basic that there is almost nothing to change to make the game safer. That kinda leads me to believe it could be permanently closed by Roblox even with it being marked as under review, because there's not a whole lot to change. Perhaps the change Roblox wants is a moderation system or something like that, because as far as I'm aware, Church didn't have one. Roblox could also want the removal of the avatar customizer because people would use it to add some weird stuff to their characters, like this certain 1940s symbol. Those are really the only changes I could see being asked for, because there's virtually nothing that could be updated to clean it up other than removing chat and avatars. I expect Church to return at some point in the future, but there's also a chance Roblox shut it down for good, especially with the PR disaster that came out of it. And just to be clear, I'm not saying Church should return because I think it's too toxic of an environment to return. I just don't think Roblox would feel the same. They're fine with reinstating all ages condo games, so they're probably totally fine with allowing Church to return too. This game being taken down is somewhat of a good sign because games with terrible communities like Church or Teddy's Condo should be taken down. Personally, I think that games that don't violate the TOS but have large communities in them that do, who face little to no punishment, should be permanently closed. You look at cases like Meep City and Church, two relatively innocent games that became the breeding grounds for disgusting and dangerous activity. I think both of them should be taken down permanently because they hosted huge amounts of that activity without deploying effective means to stop it. They give dangerous weirdos a place to be on Roblox when there simply should be no place for them to be on Roblox, especially ones as populated as them. Unfortunately, Roblox clearly does not feel the same way though, as they didn't even take down Teddy over his games that hosted and enabled horrible content. Roblox should be enforcing this rule a whole lot more and more strictly by permanently taking down games that violate it, but I don't know if they will. Taking down Church is a good move, but Roblox cannot let it reopen, and there's a lot more that still needs to be done to make Roblox a truly safer platform. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below.